What's good, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. In this episode, we are going to be replacing the ABC tandem pump and rebuilding the valve blocks on our Mercedes CL55. So let's go ahead and jump right into the video. First things first, I want to remove as much fluid as I can from the reservoir. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to remove this right here. Let's see if there's any bolts holding it. Okay, no, there's not. It just slides off kind of. Okay, let's open this. This is where the filter is. I should start pulling out the fluid, pushing it into here. It is going down the fluid level. All right, so we've got this reservoir empty. Now we want to do the power steering reservoir. Okay, now that I've got the ABC for the suspension and for the power steering lines off of the reservoirs, I want to remove these two lines going from the bottom of the reservoirs that feed the pump. So I want to remove them, take out these brackets for this, and then remove the entire reservoir from the vehicle. That'll give me a lot more space to work on the pump and to clean up a little bit. Okay, we should be good to remove it now. All right, now that we've got the reservoir out of the way, I want to remove, or at least loosen, the, how many? 3 bolts on the front of the ABC pulley. So I just want to break them loose, and by keeping the serpentine on, or the serpentine belt on, that'll help by holding the pulley. So just want to get on the socket, break them loose like that. All right, there's one. And get number 2. There's 2. Now we'll get the 3rd one. All right, that's the 3rd one. So I'll get our 6.17. Got off the serpentine belt. Let's take off that large banjo bolt. It looks like a 22. Oh, that was loose. There's another one on the back. That one looks a little bit smaller, maybe a 19. Okay. All right, we've got another 19 right here. If you can see, it's gonna be hard for you guys to continue to see it, but I can show you where I'm at. It's this 19. We're gonna remove that now. All right, here it is. The one on the left hand is the one I just removed from the front. The one on my right hand is the one from the back. The one on the left's a little bit longer. That's the one that goes in the front. Get this little bolt down from right here. That dropped that piece down. All right, got it out. We're gonna replace the seals in that, by the way, as well. All right, so E12 on the front of the pump, right here. Let's get that out. All right, so the E12 is right here. And it's gonna be another one down in between the tensioner and the ABC pump. Looks like we're gonna have to roll the tensioner back to get to it. You can see it right there, that little E12. So we're gonna have to put one hand on the tensioner, hold it down, and crank out loose the other one. You can also see it right there. There you go. That little bolt right here. So let's get that out. Probably do the lower one first, to be honest. So that way the top one's easy to get out. We'll have all the weight on the top one instead. So yeah, let's get to it. I feel like I need to remove this tensioner. Okay, I took off the pulley itself from the tensioner. Put that to the side. Probably a good time to inspect it as well. So the way I removed it by taking off the pulley from the tensioner, when I reassembled the vehicle, the pulley started knocking. So I did have to replace it. You might be able to do it and not have the knocking sound, but I was not able to. So do this at your own risk. If you don't want to do it like that, you're going to have to put a pin in the tensioner to hold it back while you take out the mounting bolts to gain access to the ABC pump bolt. We got to pull it to the side a bit. Now we can clearly access the bolt. All right, this is the bolt by the tensioner, E12. We'll get out the one from the top. All right, we'll leave that one in, kind of partially just to hold the pump once it's ready to come out. Got out the ABC pulley. All right, so now we have this bar that's going on the back of the engine. Not the back, I'm sorry. It's bolted to the side of the block. Then it comes as a brace and it bolts to the back of the ABC pump. It's a 13mm. I see it, it's gonna be a pain. Okay, so whoever did this, something on this car, never even put this bolt from the bar back on. So, I don't know if it was the shop in Kansas that was doing some work on this, but whoever it was did not know what the hell they were doing. I really need to get that 13 off. Maybe if I can get this bolt off the block. Yeah, I can. I can do that. I believe I can. Look at my E12. No way it's loose. Who the hell was working on this car? Alright, got out the bolt. This is the bolt that goes into the back of the brace. Let's pull out the brace. Man, who the hell worked on this car? Alright, so the brace I was talking about. I have this bolt right here on the engine block. Then it should have what might be this bolt. It's sitting over here next to the engine mount. Got it. This bolt right here. This is probably the bolt that goes into the back. Yeah, probably. We'll try it once we get it out and we'll try to put that on. But there's that. Alright, right here is that 13mm I was talking about. You see it right there? That nut? That's what we want to get off. Grab my 13. Got the nut off. Perfect. Now the pump moves around. Nice. Here's that little nut. Remove it. There we go. It's out. So here it is with everything removed. So you can see right here is the mount where the stud on the back of the pump goes through and the nuts on this back side. Right in there somewhere. Up there, right there, that bolt hole where the light is, the brightest part, is where that tube, that mount, that brace bolted up to, and then to the back of the pump. Quite a bit of fluid. I really want to get this cleaned up. So I'm gonna go buy some brake cleaner and clean this up because this is pretty nasty. I do not want it nasty with the new pump in. So let's get to it. All right, YouTube, we have found the method to our madness. It took me about half an hour to find a setup to be able to pull this pulley off. I'm gonna use the original ABC pulley. It's kind of a pulling fixture because these jaws would not just grab the fixed pulley that's pressed in. So this is how we're gonna do it. Here is the pump or the valve body. We're going to remove it. So we're gonna remove these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lines from it. Make sure you know which wires go to which solenoids. This is red. Top one is gray. This one's green. The other one is gray as well. So yeah, we'll get this removed and we will rebuild it. All right, we have the valve block out. Now we're going to do a little minor clean for it before we get started disassembling the valves or the solenoids. All right, I believe we removed these clips right here. Maybe squeeze it together to remove it. I don't know. All right, let's get it, place it to the side. I believe you rotate these solenoids. Should be able to pull it out. There we go. All right, so this seal was torn up. I think this is just a dust shield basically, but the rest of these seals are in pretty good condition. All original though, so we are going to replace them, of course. We're going to replace all of them regardless, but Go ahead and clean up the surface a little bit so no contaminants get in. Let's go ahead and remove this large O-ring down here. Also, if you'll notice, this bottom one, the largest, did not have a Teflon seal. This one has a Teflon seal on the bottom. This one, 2 in between. This one on top. Where's the spring? I guess no spring on this one. Alright, now that we got those removed, go ahead and clean this up a little bit. Okay, now we need one of these 4 packs. Actually, this one is technically 5 with the large seal. Regardless, let us go ahead and get in these new Teflons. Alright, these 2 medium-sized ones will go in this ridge down here. One right there. Alright, now we got the O-ring on in its place. Put on the last Teflon seal for this groove. Alright, I'm going to put on this O-ring right here. Slide it down. Get the smallest Teflon. Go ahead and insert it right here. Okay. Alright, now we take our last Teflon, place on the bottom of this groove, take the O-ring, the correct sized O-ring, place it right there. Now we'll take our largest O-ring, place it right here. Now we will take the dust seal, I believe is what we would call it, and you place it with the thinner lip up towards the solenoid, like so. And you place the solenoid in its home, push down, and twist to 90 degrees, and right there is good. Perfect. Now we do the other side, and then we're good to throw this one back in the vehicle. Okay, we are underneath the vehicle now in the rear left corner. We removed the plastic shield in the back, in front of the wheel. And here we have our valve body, our valve block. Pretty neat, pretty simple. So it looks like it just has a couple mounting points. One right here, one more right there, another one in the back corner. So it looks like there's just 3 bolts holding this unit up. Looks like the accumulator will come out with it. I'll have to loosen these lines just a bit. This one right here, and this one on this side, I think. And then it should drop out. We're going to see, we have a pan, oil pan, to catch any fluid that does spill out. So yes, other than that, we should be good. All right, we got out the valve body, valve block, sorry, I keep saying valve body. We want to clean it up a little bit, take off the accumulator housing, or bolts for it, and we can remove the valve block and disassemble it. This is the before, and this is the after. Quite a difference. All right, let's go ahead and throw this ABC pump back in. I did not end up rebuilding it because, quite simply, I could not get off the, I cannot get off the pulley, so I just left it. I will just turn it in as a cord because I do not have the tools to do that, as you could see in the back or in the previous slides. Anyways, let's replace these O-rings. All right, we got these 2 O-rings replaced on that line down there. Okay, looks like it's time to throw in the pump. Okay, got the bottom one tightened. I'm gonna tighten this one. Okay, we're gonna take the nut and install it down there. All right, now let's go ahead and install this rear bolt with this bracket. Okay, nice and tight. Now we've got to tighten the one against the block. Okay, now we go ahead and tighten this 19 in the back. Okay. Okay, that's tight. This one in the front. Okay, that's tight. Let's go ahead and throw on this 21 or this 22 right here. Pressure washer right here. There's not a lot of threads, to be honest. That is the way Mercedes designed it. Okay, that is tight. Okay, now we're gonna go ahead and throw on the pulley. All right, it's time to reinstall the reservoir. Okay, now we are going to prime the system by filling it with fluid. So now that we got both reservoirs filled with fluid, we're going to spin over the pump by hand a couple revolutions to get it primed. Okay, go ahead and start it. Yep. Turn it off. Huh?
What's that noise?
It's the pump.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, turn it on. Okay, go ahead and start it. Press the buttons. Okay, turn it off. So I have system pressure too low. Code. Just go ahead and erase it. Quick heads up for you guys out there with the scan tool. If you have stored codes in the ABC module like system pressure too low, you need to clear that code or clear all codes every time before you start the vehicle. And you need to pressurize the tank after you clear the codes while you're starting the vehicle. Also, if you are inside the module on your scan tool, you will not be able to use the buttons on the dash to raise the vehicle. You need to back out of the module, then you'll be able to use them. Let's go ahead and play with this suction restrictor valve. Activate it. Might be starting to work.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Hey, it's catching, it's catching, it's catching. Good, good, good. Turn it off. Yes, it's doing it. Let's go. 145 bar. That's good. Okay, is the key on? Okay, go ahead and turn on the engine. Okay, it's building on its own now. Huh? Yeah, big time. Keep it on. Oh, perfect, and it's sending it out. Nice. Look. It's sending it out the return. Turn it off.
Yeah, I need to put more oil.
Let me make sure it's not leaking anywhere.
Did you find it?
Primed it. All Saturday, all day I worked on the car. Trying to prime it. Yeah. There we go, it's sucking fluid, it's pushing fluid out. This is what we like to see. Give it a little rev, 2,000. 2,000 RPM. That's good, thank you. Press it multiple times. Oh, nice. Give it again. Yes, it lifted up. Woo! It says? Turn it off. Huh?
This higher.
I know.
My foot can't. Oh, good. Is that good? No, that's good.
It's nice.
Wonderful.
Woo! Let's go! Finally, man. Finally. Beautiful. So as you guys just saw, we finally got the ABC pump bled and building pressure. Yeah, so the way we did it, we squeezed the hose going from the reservoir a bunch of times to bleed out some air. And after that, I let the car sit for like 2 days out of frustration. I was like, let me take a cooler, let me take a break. I came back this morning, fresh mind, not stressed out, not mad about it. And JB welded the reservoir last week because it was cracked. So now it's holding pressure whenever I apply pressure. So I hooked up my gauge to it and I applied 10 PSI. My dad would start up the engine and it forced the fluid into the ABC pump. So then it started building pressure. I got to 2 bar. I told him shut it off. Then we did it again. This time I added more fluid. And once we did it again, once he started it up, it shot up. It started climbing. Got all the way up to 192 bar, which is really good. That's close to spec. So yeah, I'm happy with the car. I just drove it probably 20 miles. It's doing good. No leaks at all. Nothing on the floor. So the car is good right now. I still need to do the intercooler pump. And that's about it. We'll just be keeping up with it. And we'll see what happens next. But yeah, I love this car. I mean, look at it. It looks so good. I think if I had to keep one car, this would be that car. Just the stance, the interior. I cleared the codes. I did a code scan after the 20 miles. Literally no codes on the car. Even before I did the code scan, I had one code. And it went away, it didn't come back. So yeah, this car is solid. S55 needs some work. We'll be tearing into that pretty soon. I'm gonna take it apart and freshen everything up. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. If you guys learned anything from this video or just enjoyed it, even if you didn't enjoy it, please like, comment, share, subscribe, and we will see you guys in the next episode.